Fragments of silicon, not to be confused with shattered glass, because I think I muted my mic the first time I said that.
um,
Go ahead.
I'm like, yeah. Sorry if we seem a bit out of sorts today. It's just me and Galix. So, and we're using Discord this particular day. So that adds to the layers of technological anxiety when it comes. Since this isn't our normal streaming setup, but it kind of is for Friday shows.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so welcome to another installment of what is regularly the Fragments of Silicon European interviews, although sometimes it's Fragments of Silicon, the business hours interview. That's the case this week as we welcome Robert Wahler of Wahler Digital.
Hey guys, I appreciate you having me on the show. Looking forward to it.
No problem, no problem. Right. So how we like to get things started here is to ask the people behind the game studio and whatnot how they got started. And we'd like to pinpoint that by asking what got you interested in video games, both on a personal and a professional level.
Oh, right. The video game thing. I'm going to date myself here, but I think my first experience with video games was the Infocom Adventures, the text ones where you could just type in, go north, and I really just fell in love after that. So I've been a video game player for decades. But as a developer, this is about my 6th year developing games.
And did you seek a formal education for the making of the video games, or is that something you fell into like via other means?
Yeah, I think I've fallen into every career I've had. I think this is what I'm calling my 4th career. I started as a mechanical engineer. I did 10 years of energy engineering, but my main focus was software development. So I got to oversee and actually get hands-on with a lot of simulation software. And that's actually still my day job. I do contracting work, write software for people. But, writing games is much more fun than writing enterprise software. So that's really where my heart is. I don't know why it took me so long to get started on it, but I started using different frameworks about 6 years ago. And I guess I latched on to using Unity about 5 years ago and decided to stick with it.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose the question here is like, did making simulation software make you want to make a city management game or something like that?
I'm really writing code for me is sort of like doing crossword puzzles for other people. I enjoy doing it very much, but writing enterprise software, nobody gets to see what you do. You don't get to interact with people that use your software normally, and so I find writing games is designing and creating games is really more satisfying. So, like I said, I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, that I enjoyed it. But it did. But I'm on it about half time now, trying to make it completely sustainable so that I can drop the enterprise stuff. Not there yet, but I'm making some inroads.
Mm-hmm. What was your first project that you did for this new career path of yours?
I started a game development studio called Salty Dog Digital about 5 years ago with some friends of mine. We created a couple games. One of them is called Vortex Zen. I think you can still find it on the web somewhere, but it's not for sale any longer. That was like a match 4 game where you collected what is it? Japanese waka poetry as your reward for solving, going through the game. And it was sold on, things like Game House and iWin, the casual portals, things like that. That was the first game that actually finished. Tons of games that were prototyped up and are still sitting in the bit locker on my computer. But so I guess, I probably published 4 games so far. But they're all similarly scoped to the one most recently published, the Sinker 2.
Right. I got to say, creating a match for a puzzler to get waka poetry, that's unique. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how I approach video games. Is I try not to make something that's already made. But I do want to make something that I